If you're searching for the best credit repair companies, you're probably super overwhelmed because there are so many different results. And honestly, you should be, because some of these companies charge a ton of money before doing even anything. So some make promises that they can't even legally keep, and most people don't even realize what actually matters until it's too late. So in this video, I am breaking down 5 of the most talked about credit repair companies, what they're really good at, who they're good for, and who should absolutely avoid them. Before we even get into the list, there is something important that most people miss when they search best credit repair company. There is no such thing as universal best. The best company for you depends entirely on your situation, and more specifically, what is reported on your credit report. For example, if you have a bankruptcy on your report, you're not going to want a company that mainly handles late payments and small collections. Bankruptcy disputes are handled differently. If you're dealing with a medical collections, that's a complete different playbook. So if you've got charge-offs, repossessions, identity theft issues, those all require different levels of strategy and experience, and it takes a company who's actually done it successfully to help you get it done. So instead of just repeating whatever these companies say about themselves, I actually went and dug through real conversations from people who use them and have shared details on Reddit threads, Quora discussions, Facebook groups, even Telegram chats, and compare that with verified customer reviews and information that I could actually get my hands on. So I wasn't looking at any marketing claims or stuff like that, like, the hype. I was mainly focused on looking at patterns. What situations were people actually seeing results with? Where were most of the complaints coming from? And were those complaints consistent? And where did the users actually say, yeah, this actually worked for my specific case? And that's how I actually categorize this list, based on actual reported outcomes from real customer experiences. I am ranking Credit Repair Dudes as number 1. This is the first company on this list that stands out for one main reason: consistency in complex cases. So when I went through Reddit, Quora, Facebook groups, review platforms, this was one of the very few companies where I kept seeing detailed case breakdowns, not just like a vague "my score went up" type of a comments, but specific situations. What really stood out to me was their track record with more difficult credit situations. Things like medical collections, charge-offs, auto repossessions, bankruptcies. Those aren't like simple late payment cleanups. Those require strategy, patience, proper dispute sequencing. At the same time, they don't only just focus on heavy cases. If someone just needs a lighter cleanup, like few inaccuracies or like standard collections, or just the basic things to fix the profiles, they handle those too. So they're not just like a niche only type of a service. They're strong across both areas. This is why I picked and ranked them number 1. These guys offer 2 main packages. One is around $149 per month, which is generally positioned for like lighter cases. And another one is for $299 per month, which is for more complex situations that require more aggressive or layered work. Now, I will say that they are on a higher end compared to some other competitors. You can absolutely find the cheaper options, but from what I've seen across shared experiences, people who chose them weren't necessarily looking for the lowest price out there. They were looking for thorough handling, especially when the situation was more complicated to handle. So if your credit situation involves bankruptcies, repossessions, medical collections, or layered negative accounts, or anything that might be dragging your score down, this company consistently shows up as one of the stronger performers, especially in more complex credit situations. Now let's move into another company that's better suited for people who are more price sensitive or have simpler profile issues. The next company on my list is Legal Harbor, and where they stand out is with their tiered pricing structure. Their plans generally range between about 79 to 129 per month, depending on the dispute volume, of course. And that makes them one of the more affordable entry points compared to some other higher end firms. So where they really tend to work best is in situations where issues are clearly identifiable with inaccuracies, things that can be directly challenged through the bureau disputes. So if your case is more straightforward and you're looking for a structured system at a lower monthly cost, this is where they tend to fit. Next one on my list is Credit One Solutions. And what stands out about these guys is that they offer variety options. And they're not just a one size fits all type of a service. They offer multiple tiers depending on how hands-on you want to be. They got a DIY option, and this is for people who prefer to handle disputes themselves. They got a comprehensive plan here. This is their biggest service here, which is the fast track attorney supported tier. These guys are strongest in systematic dispute handling and guided credit education. So if your situation is fairly defined and you want step-by-step support without jumping into a higher priced firms, this is a solid middle ground option that I would categorize these guys under. Next one on my list is Aggressive Credit Repair, and they do offer structured tiered plans designed for different levels of support, but their pricing is on more affordable side compared to all the other companies that we've ranked here on this list, starting around $59 per month per person or $98 per month for couples. And these guys do handle bureau disputes and follow-up communications. They provide clients with personalized credit analysis along with portal access so that you can actually track the changes and dispute progress that they have actually made on your account. And I will say that this company is a good fit for people who want structured dispute assistance at a lower monthly cost, and especially if you don't want to work with, or if you don't have any complex issues and you don't need attorney supported or higher tiered escalation models. Last company on my list is Credit Glory, and these guys been operating since 2001. One of the things about them is they typically charge a setup fee ranging from about $200 to $300, along with a monthly fee of around $99. But they do have tailored services based on the level of support needed, and they do provide personalized credit report reviews with tailored recommendations, and they also give you a client access portal. But in terms of reputation, Credit Glory does have some mixed reviews out there. Many customers speak positively about them and their communication and their customer service, but some do express concerns around billing expectations. But overall, Credit Glory tends to be the best suited for consumers who want more structured, organized process without stepping into more attorney-supported or escalation-based models. So if your goal is more guided bureau dispute management with steady communication, this is where they really tend to fit. Now, before you choose any credit repair company, and I don't really care which one you pick from this list, there are a few things that I need you to watch out for, okay? If they're aggressive on the phone, if they're pushy, if they're pressuring you to sign up immediately, if they're charging you a large amount of money up front before doing anything, or if they're promising you guaranteed results or specific point increase, you need to run as soon as you can. No legitimate credit repair company can legally guarantee results. And anyone who does this either is misinformed or, typically are trying to close you emotionally. So I've put a lot of time into researching this list, doing the due diligence, digging through real consumer experiences, patterns in results, consistent feedback, so that you are not just looking at some kind of a marketing claims, but ultimately the best choice depends on your situation, your budget, and how complex your credit profile really is. So I encourage you to do your research, ask questions, and don't let anyone rush you into decision involving your credit file. So if you approach this strategically, like I'm telling you, you'll avoid most of the mistakes a lot of people make during this process to find being disappointed later on. So I hope that this video was helpful to you. I'll leave all the information that we discussed below the description of this video so that you can review everything at your own pace. Thank you.